Hey, Tasha here. Welcome to Parenting Boys Peacefully. Today, I want to talk to you about why I hate shoulds and why I think you should hate them too. I get the irony there. Maybe I just have oppositional defiant disorder or something. I don't know. But when people tell me you should do this or you should do that, I immediately push back. But I have observed in all my years of working with parents that many of us, and all of us at some point, really, myself included, feel an incredible pressure to do a good job at this, work of parenting. And it's heavy, right? It's probably for most of us the most important work that we'll ever do. Our hearts are all in, right? We're exposed, we're vulnerable, and yeah, it's just a lot for any one person to hold. And shoulds can make it even can make it even harder. And so I want to talk a little bit about that today and see if I can help you kind of move out of that place of doing things because you should do them to doing things that make sense for you and your family. I want to start out by sharing a story that I've heard a million times, but I was heard this one this week, and I was talking to a client, and they have a 10-year-old boy, and they were telling me that he's been crawling into their bed every single night, and they don't know what to do. And so the first thing that I always ask when people tell me things like this is, well, is it a problem for you? Like, what's not working about it? And they kind of look at each other, this couple, and they're like, well, I don't know. I mean, he's 10. And I was like, yeah, I get that he's 10, but like, is it a problem for you that he's crawling into your bed each night? And as it turned out, they weren't bothered by it. They said, he's cuddly and we're fine with it. And we get our private time at other times. And so they weren't worried about it at all. And so I said, well, then maybe this isn't a fight that you need to fight. Maybe it's really not that big of a deal. Let's just let it go for now. I can promise you that in probably not too long, he's not going to want to sleep with you anymore. Promise. I wish my boys still wanted to sleep with me, but they don't. Anyway, shoulds are big. They weigh on us. And this was a story about sleep, but I hear parents making decisions all the time or feeling stressed out about what's going on in their families all the time because they feel like they should feed their child a certain way or school them a certain way or help them sleep a certain way. It doesn't matter. Like, it spans every issue. Shoulds span every issue of parenting. We just feel that pressure. So what I want to offer you is the idea that you really are the expert on your family, that there is nobody on the planet who can better assess what makes sense for your family than you. You have the insider's view, right? You live it 24/7. So I want you to put your trust in yourself. Trust yourself. Trust yourself that even if your neighbors are doing it, or your mom says you should, or even your pediatrician says you should, if it just doesn't feel right, trust yourself. If I say it should, trust yourself if you don't agree with me. I'm not here to try to convince you of anything, but I would love for you to trust your own thinking about what makes sense for your family. So, next time you feel like you should do something, or if you, let's just say, like, there's an issue now in your family where you feel like there's friction and there's tension and you're not sure what to do because you feel like you should do it a certain way, step back and ask yourself these two questions. The first question is, what do you believe about the situation? What are your values? Do you even care about it? Like with the bed, do you even care if your kid's coming into the bed? Do you even care if your kid, like, one night eats ice cream for dinner? I mean, I have been known to go out and buy myself a hot fudge sundae for dinner, occasionally when I feel like it. I don't do it every day, but sometimes I do, and nothing horrible has happened to me yet. Anyway, if there's a tension, you want to think about whether or not you really care about it, not just feel like it's a problem or make it a problem because the world or somebody out in the world says it's not okay or it is the way that you should do something. So that's the first question. What do you believe about it? What are your values? And the second is, what are reasonable expectations? And I want you to ask yourself what reasonable expectations are for your kid, and also what reasonable expectations are for you, and also what reasonable expectations are for the situation that you're currently living in. So if this 10-year-old, for example, his parents just got divorced 2 months ago, and that's when the crawling into the bed started. Well, that's a particular situation that we want to look at in a particular way, right? Not just say, well, he's 10, he should be sleeping in his own bed. There are lots of nuances. So just an age alone isn't what I'm talking about when I say what are reasonable expectations. I want you to think about what reasonable expectations are for your boy right now in the current situation that he's living in, and his developmental stage, not necessarily tied to his age, but where his social emotional development is. And then you also want to look at reasonable expectations for yourself, right? Are you rested? Do you have the kind of support that you need? Are you running on empty, or you feel resourced? You want to take these things into consideration as you decide how you want to make shifts in your family. So ultimately, you're looking to marry those two questions, right? What your values and beliefs are about anything, whether it be sleep or nursing or feeding or schooling or whatever, and then what reasonable expectations are for you, your kid, in light of what's going on in your little world. So I hope that helps you to breathe a little easier, to know that you don't have to do things just because someone says you should. And I hope this encourages to trust your own thinking. Thank you. Thank you for being on this mission with me to create a more peaceful world, one sweet boy at a time. And I will see you next week.